I think we have to have a little better way of doing this, but
I think we need an assistant. Anyone want to be our assistant?
Oh, the angel. Welcome to the Golden Difference. I'm Elizabeth.
It's your boy Dan.
Well, Danny, I think I'm loving this part of this series way better. So today I got a salt angel.
How come you got the angel?
Because I'm an angel.
Hey, I got the ball because I'm a ball of fun? I don't know. These are awesome.
They're absolutely beautiful.
SALTAIR is absolutely an amazing place. We got to go the first time about a week ago now, I think it's been. And this place is phenomenal. On the west side of El Paso, it's on, the actual address is 5974 Silver Springs. And they have done an absolutely amazing job there. It's they take Himalayan sea salt. It's crushed super, super fine, very powdery. You sit in a really, really relaxing room. They pump in that kind of fine mist. You breathe it in, cleans out your lungs. It helps with inflammation. There's so many health benefits of this stuff. I was blown away while I was there. Actually, after the show, I'm gonna post it's a little walkthrough video that I did of whenever we were there. And I mean, I love it, man. That place is absolutely awesome. They also have infrared saunas. Mm-hmm. I mean, place is amazing. It's called SALTAIR. It's a wellness page.
Shout out. Today's shout out is to SALTAIR.
Shout out. But it's awesome, guys. Check him out.
He sells these too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And he does actually. He makes and sells these lamps. They're made out of Himalayan sea salt. These are amazing to keep in your house. You have them. They purify the air. I mean, these things are amazing. Honestly,
it's supposed to help with headaches also.
Yeah, I love it.
So actually, shout out to SALTAIR. Thank you, beautiful. I get the angel.
I feel like the angel should have been mine.
It was
Okay, so what are we talking about today?
So we got a lot of people to chime in every week, and believe it or not, they want us to talk about real estate.
Do we know anything about real estate? I'm a celebrity, aren't I?
You're a realtor in Texas and New Mexico.
Oh, I got my name badge on, looking good.
And maybe that's why I wore my tree pet jacket.
You knew.
So yes, you're in real estate.
Oh, okay. I feel good about it. Let's talk about real estate.
Yes, real estate.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna kind of go through it. And I think a lot of times people get like super overwhelmed of, what's the actual process of purchasing a home. So we'll probably have to do things in parts. I think right now, let's just look at the home buying process. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the best place to start. That's where a lot of our friends and family and their friends and family, they're sitting on the fence and they'd love to have a home. And, they have the Land Rover and the Land Cruiser, and they still have the landlord. So, I mean, let's buy you a home. Let's get out there and get you one. So
the process is simple, guys.
It really is.
We're gonna break it down into steps, and then you're gonna want to be calling us and telling us you're right. I don't want to rent anymore, or maybe you just want to sell your smaller house and get a bigger house, or sell your bigger house and go to a smaller house. But the process is simple, and we're going to go through each step.
So the first step is let's sit down and talk. Honestly, that really is the first step. So a lot of times people make it very overwhelming, and they think, I just don't know what I need to do first. And really, the very first step is let's sit down. Let's talk. I want to hear, what is it that you're truly looking for? What do you want? Where are you, what is your goals? What are you trying to accomplish? There's different seasons of life. Elizabeth was 100% correct where she was saying, sometimes you're upsizing your home. Sometimes you're downsizing. Sometimes you're just wanting to get into your first home. So there's so many different reasons, and there's actually so many differences between buying a new home, a resale, and the first step is let's just sit down, let's discuss it, let's figure out what your needs and wants are, and after that, we go from there.
Here?
Yes, we do. Golden Real Estate.
Okay.
What?
Call us, we'll meet you here, or we'll meet you Starbucks.
Wherever
you want.
I'm good with any food establishments. I like to meet at any of those places. So Hillside Donut's a good one. I'll meet you there.
Okay, so he's right. We'll set up a meeting, and then we'll call the lender. We can either do this process over the phone with the lender, or we can have the lender face to face. I like face to face because that way we're with you and we're here and we're another set of ears and eyes, so that if you don't understand the process, then we can help you. But let's check your buying power. So the lender's gonna ask you for your social security number. They're gonna ask you for your pay stubs, your debts, all your bills, and don't let it be overwhelming. We're here to help you. The lenders that we work with are super cool.
We do have a great team of lenders, definitely.
And nothing so pressuring. Like, it's not, you're not going to be under pressure. We'll take it one step at a time with you. We'll hold your hand from the beginning to the end, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So we will get the lender, we'll check your buying power out, and then the next step is?
Yeah. So understanding your buying power, you're 100% right. That is like the key to the home buying process, I really feel. A lot of times people feel like, well, I feel like I probably qualify for 300, or I feel like I qualify for only 100. And sometimes that's reversed. Sometimes the people that think they qualify for 100 qualify for 300, and the people that think they're qualified for 300 qualify for 100. And so understanding what your buying power is, that is 100%, so that we can figure out what's the right criteria. What are we looking for? What's that price range that we want to stick within? Because you may qualify for 300, but you feel comfortable with a $200,000 payment. And so understanding what your payment options are, understanding what your criteria of the home is. I need a home that is 4 bedrooms, 2 baths, 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths. It's got to be a single story. It's got to be a 2-story. All these different things. And I'm going to go through all of those different items with you so that we can figure out how to really kind of start to narrow that search out there. There could be thousands of homes on the market at any one time. And so being able to kind of bring that down and kind of constrict that a little bit so that it's not so overwhelming. And honestly, the worst thing that can happen is you qualify for 100,000, you're looking at 300,000. $100,000 home will never look the same. It's just a different, style, a different build, different things like that. So you really want to know what your buying power is.
Right. So, and what's good about getting a realtor involved is that we're going to listen to you. You're going to tell us you want a 1-story. We're not going to look for the 2-story. And vice versa. Right.
And that's part of also, we try to kind of constrict, what that search criteria looks like. The reason also being is it can be so overwhelming. You don't want to start looking at so many different houses that you're like, this is too much. It's like we could turn on the spigot and it's like getting hit with a fire hose. Really what you want is we'll set you up on a drip system, and you're going to be getting new homes that come to the market, new homes that enter your specific criteria. And these you'll start getting emailed to you. And so you're able to start searching online, which is ultimately an amazing way because you're able to kind of start getting rid of some of the homes where before we'd have to go out and physically look at the home and you're like, oh no, there's no way, I don't like this home.
And we're only going to show you 4 or 5 a day because we don't want these homes to kind of start to blend in, like what was the first one about or what was the second one. And say you have 8 on a list or 10 on a list that you want to see, I promise we'll get to all of them, but we won't do them that same day because you'll start to get tired of the houses run in together. And then, that same day that we're looking at houses, we may see your eyes change to, I think I need 5 bedrooms, or I think I need a bigger kitchen. And so then we may have to go back, do another search, and we're here. And that's what we do. That's what we'll do for you. Yeah. So the next process after we find that nifty, beautiful house for you is we write an offer. So when we're writing an offer, we could either do it in person or we could do it electronically. So meaning, you're busy at work, you already know the house that you love, we just type it out, send it to you, you sign electronically, and you're done. Or if you want to do it in person, we do it in person.
Yes.
So once we
I'm like watching you. Yeah, that's exactly how you do it.
So we found the house, we wrote the offer, and the other side accepts. So we have an executed contract.
That's the best day ever. So that's whenever we start getting into inspections. We start getting into, and that's where a private inspector, honestly, is super key. These people are people that you're going to hire. They're going to go through every single part of the house. They're going to look at everything. They're going to follow the different rules that the state has designed and set up. And they're going to make sure, does this work? Does this work? Is there anything that's faulty? Is there anything that wasn't built properly? And they just start going through the whole thing. If there's a pool, you're going to hire a pool inspector. And we're going to help you to figure out who these people are, what they are, and so that we're able to go through with them.
We will get you the list of licensed inspectors, but let me tell you, when you're buying a 100, a 300, a 500, or 1 million, it's worth those dollars to find out what you're buying. Sometimes people say, well, I want it anyway. I don't need to do an inspection because I'll do all the repairs. But what if it's something that we can't physically see or that we don't know? And, a roof is not something that's cheap. If you find out that you've got leaks in your roof, it could be thousands of dollars, right? Yeah. So spend a couple of $100s to get that peace of mind. Yeah. And so we have an option period. So say we do a 10-day option period, we have that time to do the inspection. If there's items that we want to request the other party to do, then this is when we do it. And then if the other party is not willing to do anything and you feel that it's too overwhelming, this is where we stop the process, and it's called the unrestricted right to terminate during the option period, and they return the earnest money back to us. I think
that's major, what I mean? And it allows you to start looking again for another house that you would like to go put an offer in on at that time.
So let's say that this house worked out for us, and we're going to go ahead and opt out of that option because we're going to accept the property. Mm-hmm. Then the next thing is
title search. So we work with, there's a lot of amazing title companies here in El Paso. We work with, all of them. And one of the things that they're doing is they're going to go back and make sure that there's not any liens. They're going to make sure that there's not any encumbrances. They're going to make sure that the survey is correct. They're going to go through and just absolutely go through and make sure that whenever you purchase this house, you have a free and clear title. And that's, ultimately so important. You don't want to find out later on that there's some, huge lien on the house, and now not only do you owe your mortgage, but you also are, you have to
paying somebody's back taxes.
Exactly. So the title search and working with a title company here in Texas is super important, and there's a lot of really great companies.
And again, there's times where people I want to opt out the title because I trust the owner. Mm-hmm. Okay, you could trust the owner, but the owner may not even know there's certain liens that went back in time. So again, it's so important to spend the little bit.
It could even be child support. That's something that we see, a lot of times where that's attached to a house, or back taxes, like you said.
So again, we go through the title process, so you'll get a free and clear title. And then the next step is, so say we did ask for repairs during this option period, and we're getting close to time of closing the property, then we want to go back out there just to do a final walkthrough, make sure that the house is still standing. Yeah. Or I shouldn't laugh because
that's a real thing. Houses sometimes randomly catch on fire right before closing, so that's definitely something you want to always.
So we just want to make sure that they did the repairs that were requested. We want to make sure that
they didn't take anything extra.
Yeah, that something didn't go on that shouldn't have gone on. Mm-hmm. So we're there to take care of you. And then after the final walkthrough, Danny's favorite.
Woo! I'm sorry. Closing time is my favorite. I love it. It is absolutely amazing.
We fight each other because we both want to go to the closings.
I love going to closings. Yeah. It's fun. Whenever you watch someone fall in love with the house that they finally, you're searching houses, they're looking and everything, it's unbelievable, but really you can see their life, like their eyes light up, and you can tell. It's amazing watching them on closing day, and they're signing, and the house is officially going to be theirs. I mean, for me, that's what makes all of this worthwhile. I mean, it is unbelievable.
Guys, if you're on that fence to purchase your house, whether it's with us or a realtor that you're already talking to. Just take that plunge. We promise it'll make you feel happy. It's the best thing. It's the best investment you can spend.
It's life-changing. Honestly, it truly is. You're creating wealth for not just yourself, but your future generations as well.
Right. So again, take that plunge, and we're there to help you. We'll hold your hand from the beginning to the end. And if it's not us, and you're talking to someone else, that's good. Go, finish the transaction. Get yourself that home. Get yourself that biggest investment.
And you want to have a licensed realtor because you want someone to be on your side to negotiate for you, to really to represent your part of the transactions and your best interests. So it is super important to have a licensed realtor to help you throughout your transaction.
Guys, it's getting close to Christmas, so we're gonna call it quits for a couple of weeks. My daughters are coming into town, so we'll come back. We'll be back.
For the vengeance.
Yeah.
So, last week you teased us. You said that you had
I do have a surprise. I do have a surprise.
I'm ready for the surprise.
Okay, guys, are you guys ready? Well, it's legit. I'm part of UPCC's faculty. I start teaching real estate January 23rd.
Nutty professor.
I'm super excited. I have a chance to talk to people about what I love to do.
I mean, that's one thing, definitely here with Golden Real Estate. I mean, she loves training agents. She loves, sharing, over 20 years of experience. I mean, she has a lot of knowledge and everything. And I'm actually super excited. I think this is really good. I think it's not just good for her, but it's good for the industry. She always believes in doing things the right way. And, she's got a lot of knowledge. I mean, she has true passion for real estate. And that's something since the first day I ever met her. I mean, that's definitely shows through.
Thank you. I'm excited, a little nervous, but I'm excited to say that I wanted people to call me Professor Golden, but that ain't gonna happen. I need to teach for 10 years.
No.
But I'll be at EPCC one day out of the week, and
so sign up if you've been thinking about being a realtor.
I'll be your teacher, Principals Run.
She's ready to help you.
Okay, before I leave, I do have a confession. Okay, maybe I don't. Okay, because I know I'm gonna get caught on this. Okay, SALTAIR, I know that you gave the angel to Danny, but I didn't tell him. I kept the angel for myself.
These are little devil horns right here.
Guys, we love you, and Merry Christmas, and have a Happy New Year, and we'll see you when the new year starts.
Spend time with your family, and we love you guys. See you soon.
I can't wait to see you girls. Bye.
Bye.
I wanted to cry.